Living to 100 may seem like a major feat, but there are communities around the world where it is common.
They're called blue zones. Minnesota native Dan Buettner is one of the foremost experts on how they work. Several years ago, a Minnesota community decided it wanted families to follow his guidance. WCCO's Erin Hassanzadeh traveled to Albert Lea to see how it's going.
For the Blue Zones project in Albert Lea, Minnesota.
Albert Lea, Minnesota made headlines in 2016, the first community in the country to be a certified Blue Zones community.
Dan Buettner came to Albert Lea in 2008 with this crazy idea of doing this pilot project to help us live longer and better.
How long have you lived in Albert Lea?
My whole life. Neighbors like Mary Jo Volkman hopped on the bandwagon, living the Blue Zone life with more movement, socializing, and healthy eating habits.
I remember people getting together and walking all the time and going to people's homes to have meals together.
More walking, more socializing, better diet.
Right, yeah.
Happier, longer life,
Exactly, yes, yes.
The community added more events, healthier school lunches, and public spaces like dog parks, encouraging people to get together and get moving. The Mayo Clinic in Albert Lea hopped on board as the largest employer in town with similar values.
Getting people on board right away was pretty easy. I think our challenge has been keeping it alive over this time, and with anything, it's going to ebb and flow.
How is Albert Lea doing with this crazy idea all these years later?
So in some ways we've excelled. We've added almost 13 new miles of sidewalks and user trails in town.
Part of the Blue Zone build-out was constructing this walkway along the highway in Albert Lea, so it allows residents to walk to the local Walmart and do their errands if they want. It's also safer for pedestrians and cuts down on emissions from cars, moving them closer to their climate action goals.
Employers like Arcadian Bank keep Blue Zones alive with their healthy vending options.
We have like some different chicken or tuna, and then there's like ham and turkey in the fridge. We price it all just as we buy it from the store too.
They also have break rooms for nursing moms and workout spaces for movement and respite.
We recently added in the treadmill. That's what we're trying to do, is just make healthy habits available for people.
According to the results of a self-reported survey, residents report their overall well-being, sense of community, and sense of purpose is up.
So many people report that they are thriving. Albert Lea has really dropped in the percentages of people with high blood pressure, the same with high cholesterol. But some reason we're kind of lagging in the exercise. But then you look at, our tobacco use is dropped way down.
Of course, there are headwinds too.
Food continues to be our big challenge, access to food on our south side of town.
But community leaders say trying to make life better for everyone brings the it factor to Albert Lea.
We figured out we're a Blue Zones community. We're just all about being a great place to live.
In Albert Lea, Erin Hassanzadeh, WCCO News.
Dan Buettner briefly featured Albert Lea in his new documentary about blue zones on Netflix.